the most tremendous new musical experience you can have.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Logan, and I'm back again right off the heels of recording my weekend video to give y'all this review to Childish Gambino's, I guess I'm going to call it Surprise Project 3/15/20. That just refers to the date that it was first heard. He dropped a live stream of it on his website, and then a week and a couple days later, he puts out the actual album on Spotify for all of us to hear it. I didn't get to listen to the one on the live stream, but I have heard there are a few minor differences. I don't know what they are. But overall, for the most part, this is exactly what was on the live stream from what I've heard. I'm a huge Childish Gambino fan. I very much enjoy everything that he's done. I think Because the Internet is one of the best albums of the 2010s. I actually had it in my top 10 of the 2010s. I enjoyed Camp for what it was, even though it did have that campy, corny vibe to it, a couple of lines there. I did enjoy it. I think Awaken My Love is a beautiful album, and I think that he has a beautiful singing voice. I think that Donald Glover is the most talented human being on the planet for his ability to act, to direct, to write, stand-up comedy, on top of having a classic album, in my opinion, in the terms of rap, and a classic album, in my opinion, in the terms of R&B with Awaken My Love and Because the Internet, of course. So I was very excited to see what came out of this one. And overall, I gotta say, it was a good time. My first time listening through it, I did not enjoy it that much. I really got myself in the place where I was like, I wanted a rapping Childish Gambino album. And on this one, he sings 80% of the time, raps about 20% of the time. So that was a little bit disappointing to see. When he is rapping, I am very much enjoying it. And when he's singing, I'm very much enjoying it. It's just the fact that, I got Awaken My Love, and I think that's a great project. But in my opinion, it's nowhere near as good or as listenable as Because the Internet. I just think that is Gambino at his best. I love his ability to put together an album that really shows you a story. He's such a weird guy that, he can show you a story and you're not going to get it for years. And with this one, I didn't feel like I was getting that. I felt like I was getting a lot of great vibes. Again, very summer vibes. A little bit of feels in there, but not very much. Just great beats. And I feel like the beats were trying to tell a story, but overall, I feel like the tracks just were not contributing to an overall larger message. That being said, I could go back to it in a couple years and be like, oh my god, I missed all of this. And I know it sounds like I'm trashing it. I'm not trashing it. I did very much enjoy this project. I'm just saying, first listen, did not enjoy it that much at all. I thought it was disappointing. And even after a couple listens, there are still some gripes I have about it. But let me go ahead and name what I loved about it. First of all, the best tracks on it. I love the song Algorithm. That's his only true rapping performance on there, and I think that the way he sounds on there is very robotic and very futuristic, and I enjoy that sound, especially with the message that he's trying to present. Let's see, on the song, was it Time? Yeah, I believe that's the one with Ariana Grande on it. And I thought that was a good track. Ariana doesn't really do much on it, but regardless, she's there. After that, you have the song 1238, which features 21 Savage, and 21 provides a very, very good feature. These two are 2 for 2 on their features together, and I hope they can keep it up. After that, another great track was 3531. That's the country-ish song, which is very interesting to hear Childish Gambino do a country-sounding song, especially being that I don't like country music. To hear him doing it and enjoy it is hilarious. After that, the song right afterwards, 3928, I'm calling it Why Go to the Party because he says that very often. It has another very futuristic sound to it that is very enjoyable. And then you have the song 4226, which all of us already heard. It's Feel Like Summer. That has a very good vibe to it. It's very fun to listen to, kick back. That's beach music right there. But at the same time, if you actually listen to what he's saying, you can tell it has some sad stuff to it. Again, overall, I enjoyed most of the tracks. It being only 12 tracks, I believe, 10 or 12 tracks. Let me see. Yeah, 12 tracks and 57 minutes long means that a lot of the tracks are quite longer. There's some 6-7 minute tracks. There's one near 8 minute track, I know. And so some of them can just seem like they're going on for too long. That's my biggest complaint. Some of the messages he is talking about on here include just talking about life and the daily stresses that you go through. I know in certain parts he's imparting wisdom on stresses that you can go through as an average person, about what it's like being black and the stresses that can go along with that, and just a bunch of stuff that a lot of people are able to relate to. He's not trying to make himself seem like he's the only one going through it, so that is something that I very much appreciate from his work. But then also he's giving thanks to the people around him, and by the end of the album he is thankful for where he's at in life and thankful for life as a whole. So I think that is a good conclusion to the project. And I think that the production is very good on this project, but at times it just feels like it's doing too much to where it doesn't allow for what he's saying to get through as well. I understand at times it's supposed to make us feel stressed out because that's the vibe he's going for, but again, sometimes it's just like, okay, you're being a little bit too ambitious here. Yeah, I very much enjoyed this one, but there are clear gripes for it. The people who are saying it is album of the year, I don't personally agree with that. By all means, if you feel that way, fine by me. I think it is a very good project, and I think it is worth mentioning, probably somewhere in the honorable mentions by the end of the year. But would I be happy if this is his last album like we've heard it's going to be? I gotta say, I would want something different. Just because I do want more rapping Gambino. And again, I'm not trying to judge this based on, oh, he didn't rap, I hate it. That's not the case at all. I still enjoyed it very much. I enjoy his singing. I think he has a beautiful singing voice. And I think my rating's going to surprise you based on how much I actually complained in this. I'm going to go with an 8 out of 10 on this one. I know I complained a lot. That's just because it's easier to talk about the negatives than it is the positives. Because on this one, the positives, a lot of them are just stuff you have to hear for yourself to understand. The negatives are just more like, okay, that's easy to quantify, whereas the positives, it's like it's very experimental. Again, sometimes too much, but it is very experimental, very good production. Obviously good vocals. Again, a good aesthetic altogether through it, like I was mentioning so many times on the Weekend review. But yeah, overall, I did very much enjoy this project. Not quite what I was hoping to get out of it, but again, no major complaints to where I can say, oh, I hated it. Definitely did not hate it at all. I think an 8 out of 10 is a very fair rating for this one. So that's all I have to say here. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, comment your thoughts, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell next to my name for notifications. Share the video so your friends can check it out. I appreciate y'all watching, and I will hit y'all up next time.